There we go. Today's session is Mastering the Powers of the Internet for Licensed Real Estate Brokers and Salespeople, and it is all about lead generation and networking. Learn from being on the Internet for 20 years and as a broker for 20 years and working with brokers and salespeople, over 1,000 of them for the last 20 years. And we're bringing you summing up basically what we've learned in the last 20 years, summing it up into this one little session of actually it's going to be not 120 minutes, but we're going to try to make it into 150 minutes. That's 1.5 hours. We will be finished at 12:30 and then take questions actually during the session if you wish. Anyone that has questions, mark this number down and you're welcome to call us, because you'll be listening to this recording later on someday from wherever you are, and these recordings are working, whether it's presented theoretically. We've had recordings from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10 years ago that are still applicable today. Every one of our recordings that are on the YouTube channel are applicable today as they were some time ago, except that today there are more wonderful internet tools that were not available years ago, and you're going to find out about the latest and greatest tools that will help you make money in real estate and help many more customers than even what you're serving now. And most of it is going to be done in an automatic fashion where things can work for you automatically while you're doing other things. But today's special session is also, and I'm going to start right here, what are we going to try to cover today? Well, we're going to cover that there's a lot of money being made using the internet for real estate, and of course real estate provides the highest return on investment on the internet, because just one lead from this special service can make you $10,000 to $100,000 and more, and we've got people doing it. If you want to see what's going on, you should all have a pad of paper and a pencil handy and mark down things as we go along. This is a educational seminar for the most part, and then we cover various things on ICI World periodically through the session. If you don't mind, in order to provide this session free, we'll be referring to ICI World. If it's an educational session that you want for your real estate board and you're a director listening to this or the president of an organization, we can restructure our session that it becomes strictly educational in return for paying $2,000 for this educational session. But today's session is actually free on the internet, and it's free to be conducted in real estate offices in exchange for, in consideration of us being allowed to do a 6 to 8 minute commercial on our services. And the commercial today is that you can join ICI World for $3.19, and if you go to our main website and use the coupon code SAVE10, S-A-V-E 10, you can actually get started today and save 10% on joining ICI World. That's the extent of our commercial as far as the pricing is concerned, and the rest will be, you'll see that basically there's a lot of things that are simply included in a membership. But we've conducted these sessions before and in the past, and it's based on being on the internet for 20 years, helping other brokers making money, and as a real estate broker, trying to figure out what's the best ways that we can save money as a broker, because brokers are getting killed with expenses. Every time you turn around, you're getting hit with another expense left, right, and center. And each of us in real estate, even as a salesperson running sort of independently and working with other people, have expenses, and we're getting killed left and right with all these expenses. And so we're going to be showing you how you can be reducing your expenses while increasing your income dramatically. It's a unique service in the marketplace. There is no other service like it in the marketplace. Some people say, oh, it's a listing service, but you're going to find out that it's much more than just listing listings. It's actually going to be exclusive listings, and that's one of the major features today, is to teach everyone, including residential and commercial real estate salespeople, who by and large know how to work exclusive information, but now they're going to have a forum that they can network that exclusive information in a worldwide manner, literally, and have people, and if theoretically everyone was on it, it's literally 8 seconds to 15 seconds to find anything you want, and we're going to show you how to do that today. So today we're going to cover how to work exclusive information that generates leads, just like real estate board listings do. When you list a real estate listing and put it on a real estate board, it can trigger a lead, and you go show it and you make $15,000. Well, if you have some exclusive information where you know that there's a property coming for sale, or if somebody said, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission, you can post that kind of information here if it's done properly. If it's done improperly, you can actually be in contravention of different licensing bodies in the United States and Canada. And I'm going to be using one sample of a licensing body in Ontario, which is called the Real Estate Council of Ontario, which is, there's a lot of similar things that go on between all real estate boards, whether it's in Florida, California, Washington, it don't matter, British Columbia, very similar, and you can check them out in your own right. But basically, you can network information as long as you do not put an address in the listing, and I'm going to be covering some of that in a moment. And this gives you extra opportunities to make money. In fact, I believe that each and every one of you can have 10 to 15 and more times as much opportunity to make money on a service like ICI World than you can on a real estate board. It's good that you make money on a real estate board. I support it. I've served on MLS committees myself, and we're going to be introducing our credentials in a moment. But in addition to that, there's a lot of people that are trying to sell properties for sale privately. And with the advent of the internet, there's more and more private for sale listings that are available out there. And we now have a way for all real estate people in the world to collect that information, not as a listing, but as information, put it on here, trigger a lead, and then put an agreement in place first before you show it, and go show that residential or commercial property, and you can make money. If you can trigger a lead from the internet, it can be just as valuable, more valuable than a piece of as a listed property on a real estate board, because it triggers a lead, and then you can put agreements in place. It's quite simple when you think about it, but most brokers don't know how to do it. The majority, I would say 95%, 90% of brokers do not know it. However, in commercial real estate, they do know it. The majority know how to put an agreement in place first before showing a property to ensure that you're covered and people don't go around behind your back and try to deal direct. And we're going to show you how to cover that things very easily, very simply, by the decisions that you make in a professional manner. And you're going to see that we have some things that are very similar to other professions where you have to protect certain pieces of information, just like doctors protect information, lawyers protect information, etc., accountants, etc. And there are certain kinds of information you should be protecting. We're also going to be showing how you can be getting more listings that you can sell. And how you're going to do that is if you can start to show some action on somebody who wants to sell their property, but they don't want to give you a listing. Eventually, 90% of all the FSBOs in the marketplace are actually being sold by licensed real estate salespeople like yourselves. And you know, you wonder why people have to go through trying to sell it themselves, because eventually it's real estate people that sell the property anyways. But we're going to show you that by showing the people how you can get action, because you're going to be plugged into 3 and more major world networks, and when they put a listing on the internet, they just are trying to whistling Dixie on the internet and open to all kinds of scams and problems and thieves and con artists on the internet. Whereas if they work through a licensed real estate salesperson like yourselves that are listening in, they're going to be protected from all these other kind of things, because everyone's protected. It's licensed. You know how to protect the customers that you work with. And the methods to search exclusive listings on the market industry-wide today gives your customers more opportunities to find and buy real estate than people that do not work exclusive information. So you are no longer, as of today, restricted to making money on just real estate boards. You're now going to be able to make money with information and on other services, and we're going to show you how you can do that on ICI World quite so nicely. And theoretically, if every licensed realtor in the world embraced this service, then you could say that ICI World becomes the national database of exclusive listings, so that when you're looking for property, you definitely check the Canadian Real Estate Association database, the National Association of Realtors. You check MLS, of course, absolutely 100%, but you also check the exclusive opportunities that are in the marketplace. You know, many people don't want to place their $1 and $2 and $5 and $10 million properties with all the pictures of their interior, you know, the Van Goghs and all the different beautiful furnishings that they have. They don't want that plastered all over the internet, and they want to do it on an exclusive basis. So those are the kind of things that you can do with ICI World exclusively. Trigger a call from a person who you can qualify, who can that qualifies to buy $2, $3, $5, and $10 million properties, etc., and then release the information once you know who you're releasing it to. That's a different story from just plastering it on the internet. Now, the widest exposure, of course, and the most wonderful service in the world to help people market real estate, of course, is MLS. There's no question about it. But in addition to that, there's people that, for various reasons, you cannot place their information on a real estate board unless you have a signed listing. And so all of that other kinds of information we're going to be showing you how to work. And when we get through with this, not only can you have your local real estate board listings on your website for real estate people to search and all your customers, but you can now have the exclusive information that's on ICI World, and it becomes like classified ads of a newspaper on your website in a way that you get the leads. You should only be sending people to your own website, and then they can see all these exclusive listings, 200 apartment buildings that are not on real estate board, 300 shopping centers that are not on real estate boards, all kinds of businesses, land. And 50% of our residential listings are not on real estate boards. You can have those on your website to trigger a lead. That gives you a competitive advantage over all the other brokers that don't have it at the moment, and they probably won't have it for the next year, 2 or 3, until they all get it eventually. We think it's inevitable, just like theoretically MLS was inevitable. You're providing great services to the industry. Why not provide the exclusive information in the marketplace? And there's 50 to 150 new listings coming in a day. Why shouldn't people see that stuff too from other brokers in your marketplace that have a lead that's qualified that they feel they can do business with? So those are opportunities for you. And you'll learn the good, the bad, and the ugly from information, because with the information business, it's a little bit different from MLS. The information business, I liken it to a gold mine. Sometimes you have to dig through some dirt to get to the gold, but the latest gold nuggets are all at the top within the last 90 days. You'll see them. Further on back, it's terms of networking, which our commercial people want our listings kept. We keep all the listings on ICI World for at least 5 years, but we give everyone a chance to choose how far back you want to search for listings. And the default for all the mobile apps and the mobile websites, such as iciworld.mobi, you can write that down. You should add it as a shortcut on your home screen, iciworld.mobi, and you're literally 8 seconds away from seeing the latest listings. Once you hold your phone in your hand, you press ICI World on your phone as a shortcut, you click on commercial or residential, and you search the database. You can do that literally within 6 to 8 seconds and get a results on your screen coming up. And you can make various choices, all kinds of choices. It's a very sophisticated database that most people do not know about and are learning how to do it. But once you learn how to do it, it's very simple. Once you know how to do it, you will have the latest listings at your fingertips. You can be standing at line at Tim Hortons or waiting for coffee any place, and end up pulling up the latest listings for your area. And now the reason we go through this and taking people's busy time to listen to this is because just one lead in real estate, of all the industries on the internet, it's real estate that provides the highest return on investment, because one lead can make you a lot of money. Now, why is it we're recommending that you should consider that websites are like billboards? You can actually have more than one real estate website. You can link them together. You only need one name on your business card, because if you link your websites together, they can go to one and go visit the other one. But we're suggesting that, actually I'll rephrase it this way. We have a booth at some of the largest real estate trade shows in the world, namely the Realtor Quest in Toronto, which comes once a year, where there's 8,000 to 10,000 people that go up and down the aisles. And our booth is one of the busiest because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as the websites we supply for literally $16.50. They're $199 per year. And then if you divide it by 12, it's $16.50. And they're actually free for 1 month. And then after 1 month, you can decide if you want to keep it or a month. And the reason why it's so powerful, I suggest, as a broker for being in the business many years, is the listings. If the listings are, number one, structured in a way that you get the calls, and you have listings on your website in addition to just your real estate board listings, you're now covering some major world networks out there. Any one of these listings could trigger a lead to you from a customer who visits your website. That makes the website powerful. If you are not getting leads, it's not because of the website, it's probably because of the lack of traffic to your website. And most brokers haven't spent much time trying to promote their website, and yet this is your business. You're promoting your business when you promote your website. We can't talk about that here today because that's another session that we conduct once a month. We get 2 sessions once a month. This one that we're doing here today, Mastering the Powers of the Internet, Understanding the Internet, and how to work exclusive information. But the other seminar that we do that's valuable, absolutely very valuable, is how to promote your website. And you can be doing this as simple with your business cards daily and how you hand out your business card. You will learn that in that, how to promote your website. And it's not just SEO and search engine optimization. We'll teach you 8 things that you got to have on your website. If you miss one of those 8 things, other brokers will come up higher than you in the search engine. You will learn those things in how to promote your website. You can register for that, and it's free for all brokers in the world. Simply go to ICIworld.com and click on For Members. You can write that down and look for the webinar that you can register for. And we look forward to having you attend that, or at the very least register for it, and it will get sent to you by email, usually within 6 to 8 hours after the session. And you can register for that. Now, mobile websites. This is the new revolution, internet revolution. If you do not have a mobile website, shame on you. It's here, it's now. It takes 60 minutes to start it. Why are they important? Well, the race is on. When you go to ICIworld.com, please click on the word blog. Go in and read the blog, the one that is called The Race is On. And the reason for this is we're recommending that every single one of your clients, prospects, family, acquaintances, everybody that you touch in your sphere of influence should have your mobile website on their phone. Isn't that wonderful? It's only $16.50. And people, there should be a big rush here. We should have a big lineup and backed up here. But today, everyone is overwhelmed from information, and we have a challenge to reach everybody. So that's why we're recording these things and promoting these things as much as we can. We've got all these wonderful tools here, and it's up to the world to discover. It's up to the world of realtors and the world of licensed real estate brokers and salespeople worldwide to learn about these things, because it works no matter where you're located. I don't care if you're in New Jersey or Maine or Tennessee and Wisconsin and Texas and California. This stuff works. And this is in addition to what you presently have. We do not recommend you get rid of your regular website. We recommend you keep it. We can show you how to run both of them, but you should have one of the mobile websites that we supply. And then when people go there and they see a listing, bingo, they have to call you to go see it. Your website will also send out listings to them automatically. They can subscribe themselves. You can subscribe them. They get a listing 2 weeks from now after you had an open house and subscribed 3 people. Next thing you know, they're getting listings each and every day. One of them hits their fancy. Next thing you know, they call you and say, you know, Sarah, I'd like to go see this home tonight at 7 o'clock. Can you set it up? That's what these websites can do. Now, you and I know that the MLS can also send out the listings by email, but the MLS cannot send out the exclusive listings that the website supplied by ICI World can send out to them. So this is a major advantage to be able to have both exclusive and MLS listings on your website. With the IDX link from your real estate board, we actually install it. We've had people report to us that they got quotes of $800 to install an IDX link on their website. We actually install these links included in your membership. The complete design is included in your membership. We've had people pay from $500 to $3,000 to design these websites, and that's all included in your membership when you join ICI World. All at this time. If anything changes over the years, sometimes it can be prices. So prices can change over the years. If you see this video 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, the prices may have changed. They can go up, they can go down. The prices for different websites used to be as high as $3,000 and $4,000. We know people have paid $25,000 to get pictures on their website in 1999. But today you can get it for as little as $199 for the year, and when you have a membership with ICI World, which is little as $40 per month or $319 a year, then we will totally design all this stuff up, give you unlimited access to place information on the service, and plus the widgets that go on your website. If you have an existing website and for some reason and do not want one of our websites, you should at least get the links from ICI World, put them on your website to the listings because they trigger leads. The very next person that goes to your website and sees a listing that is from the widget that we supply from ICI World of listings, they have to call you for more information because we make them unclickable for members, and for non-members they're clickable. That means that if your information is placed on ICI World, it instantly appears on almost 2,000 other brokers' websites instantly, and if other brokers have not renewed their membership, then they can click on the link and get your contact information and call you directly. It's just a win-win situation all around for everyone. Let's move on. You should mark this down now that each of you, everyone listening to this now and in the future, should mark down that we have 2 applications for every person's phone in the world. When it comes to the Android and iPhone, you can search ICI World and you should all install it. Once you have it installed, you can actually put the phone in your hand, press one button to bring up ICI World, click on, say, commercial keywords, for instance, and click on search database, and the latest listings come on the screen literally within 8 to 15 seconds. You can choose a city, press search database, and within 8 to 15 seconds, the information comes up on the screen no matter where you are in the world. This is for over 200, wherever the internet is in the world. And believe me, people, it's all over. There's 3.5 billion people that are using the internet. There's over 7 billion phones that are being used in the world today. And so all of this information is being made available on the internet, and it's accessible literally within seconds. Why shouldn't every single person have all their haves and wants on ICI World so you can access them within 8 seconds? That's the question I now ask everyone. It's so reasonable. Now, people say, well, it should be cheaper. Maybe. Some people might say that, but I'm going to tell you something. We can make it free, but you would have hundreds of ads popping in your face all the time. Isn't it worth just to have a nice, clean service where it pulls up the information with having all kinds of annoying and disturbing ads that are popping up in your face all the time, slowing things down? So we keep it nice and clean, pure real estate. And if anybody wants to sell anything on ICI World, and I invite the whole industry to call us, we have something special called a marketplace that we're now building that we'll be unveiling for next year. We're starting it now. It's called Marketplace, and you can talk to us about if somebody wants to advertise in Marketplace, because we reach tens of thousands of people every single month. So those are the instructions for installing things for BlackBerry, all devices, Windows devices, iPhones, etc. And we're recommending that people with the iPhone and Androids also install the ICIWorld.mobi on your phone as well. And then between the two of them, you might find that you like one more than the others because each one has little advantages. People ask me, which one do I use? I actually switch between both and keep improving both of them. For now, this is all cutting edge technology. And we're discovering things as we go along. Almost weekly and monthly, we're discovering something new and incorporating them into our services. If your city is not mentioned, for instance, and anything that's on our service, let us know. Just send an email to customerservice@iciworld.com, and we'll actually add your city on there. But we need requests by email to add cities and areas onto ICI World. We just had somebody put something in Saudi Arabia. We just added Saudi Arabia. So it's that easy to add things to ICI World to grow with the world. And you, the viewing audience that this whole service was built for, all the public that's going to be viewing all of the information, it's built to serve the public. The service is supported by licensed real estate brokers and salespeople worldwide. Okay, now, one of the things I'm going to do is we emphasize various things from time to time on ICI World, and sometimes we will emphasize and spend almost a half an hour on just what you see on the page, but we're not going to do that today. That can be the a recording that's in maybe one of our past recordings recently, but we want to make sure that you know about these things. This session today is less than 90 minutes long. It's got a culmination of being on the internet for 20 years. We can't possibly talk about all the things we learned, but what we can do is we can highlight things that you can follow up on your own time and learn what's working for other people, so you don't have to waste a lot of time on stuff that doesn't work. But these are things that people are using daily that we've accumulated and talked to, and people who have been kind enough to share based on their professionalism, sharing the tools that they use in the business on a regular basis. And the first one, called Evernote.com, everybody should get it. I'm not going to cover it. I could spend an hour to 2 hours on that one subject alone. You must go and figure it out yourself. It's one of the most used programs by everybody on the internet. KeePass.info, it's a way to keep track of all your passwords on all your devices so that you don't lose them, or you always have trouble remembering passwords. There it is. I'm not going to go into how wonderful it is, but it's very good. Dropbox.com, everybody should be using it. If you dropped your computer today, or it got crashed, or it just sort of conked out, could you be in trouble? If you could be in trouble, get yourself Dropbox.com so that everything on your computer, put all your major files that you save, put them there. Not your programs, but the files that you save, put them all in Dropbox, and they automatically get saved almost instantly every time you're on the internet. So if I dropped my computer today and I was going to a session to conduct the same webinar in front of a group of 100 brokers, which we do from time to time, I can actually get someone else to bring up their computer, access my Dropbox, and pull the same file down that I was going to use on my existing computer. So there's a backup there all the time automatically in Dropbox. It keeps files for you, and it shares it across all your computers. It's basically a cloud sort of application, so if you are using the cloud, it's sort of similar. Workspace MacBook Pro, that just it automates keystrokes. So if you're responding, let's say you're in Kijiji and you're sending information to each person, send me information or whatever you're sending, and it's the same keystrokes over and over, you can just go Control something or Alt delete and something else, and bingo, it will automate those keystrokes for you. Not Alt delete, but Alt and Control and stuff like that. You can just, combination of keystrokes can automatically type in paragraphs at a time for you into things that you are repeating all the time. Magic Jack, Skype, and WhatsApp. It's absolutely WhatsApp. Everybody's using the darn thing. I use it all the time with family, and you can just kind of back and forth. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. You press a button and you talk to them using the phone feature, as long as you're both on the internet. And then you can send a little messages between each other, text messages, and when it's family, it seems to just work nice because you can also click on the phone and talk to them too as well. Skype and Magic Jack are other ways to make phone calls. Everybody knows about those things. If not, just go and search them out, and you'll find you can make worldwide phone calls absolutely free. Absolutely free. Great news. Search Inman.com for apps. There's a great spot. Just go there and search the word apps at Inman.com. It's one of the best publications for licensed real estate brokers and salespeople, reporting at least 5 and 10 articles. I don't know if it's once a week or once a month, but I get them all the time, and just great articles from other brokers. We're all in the family of real estate brokers and salespeople. So I call it my business family, and this is a business family. Inman.com, providing great services of what other people are talking about in the industry, events, and etc. If you don't find your iPhone on your iPhone, if you ever lose your iPhone, you can find it really fast by using another iPhone or on your computer. And there's beautiful stories I have where thieves have been caught doing it, but be careful, don't try to catch them yourself, because they could end up causing problems for you. Let the police do it if you find a thief who got your phone. Speedtest.net. Don't click on anything else on that service. Only use it to check the speed. If you start clicking on a lot of the other things on the service, the next thing you know, they start sending you all kinds of things. But if you only do the test, you're okay. Speedtest.net, and you should have a minimum of 0.8 megabytes upload speed and 5 megabytes download speed. Mark that down. Speedtest.net. 0.8 megabytes upload speed, 5 megabytes download speed. That's the absolute very minimum. And that's so minimum, if you have it, I wouldn't even use that internet service provider. I'd call them, say I want it faster. In my case, I have a 10 megabytes upload speed and 40 to 60 megabytes download speed. And that's with a cable service. I did upgrade it. But if you talk to your local cable provider, sometimes they will simply increase it if they feel they might lose you. And they'll do that for free sometimes, or sometimes for $5 they'll just triple the speed. Time is money in our business. If you don't have faster speeds, get it. Now, the 3 speeds that you got to check: one is your computer, one is your router, and one is your internet service provider. And between doing that test, you can almost analyze which one it's going to be, what is slowing everything down. With the price of computers down to between $200 and $600, you can buy refurbished laptops for $200 and $300 that more than powerful enough to take a man to the moon. And then you can use it, and it'll speed everything up for you. We do have a resource center in ICI World for members that you can go in there and see as well. Snipping tool in Windows, all you have to do is go to your Windows screen, type in snip, and next thing you know, you can snip anything on your screen. Snagit also does the same thing. It makes beautiful presentations for you too. If you're doing any kind of presentations in the marketplace for people, part of your listing presentation tools, etc., Snagit is a beautiful program to be helping you to do that. 88 things in Google. Let me just see what that is right there. Let me click on that and see what comes up. I clicked on it. 88 things. Get Google tips. Okay, there's tips from Google. Get updates on news, 10 tips to fresh start online safety. Again, some of these tools kind of help you. GetGoogle.com tips is where you go. Let me just see what it says without tips. Yeah, it takes you to number 1. So that's another good tool that you can get to kind of access everything on your computer. Okay, your suggestions, I always like to hear from them. There's some other real estate apps. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can take a picture of it, and you'll also get a recording by email that you can come back and go through these later on your own time. And because we're taking so long already, we're going to move along. And also top CCIM commercial apps. There's a bunch of them that have been reported by various brokers in the United States and Canada of things that they use as well. Saving keystrokes for the rest of your life. You should all be using your favorites bar, no matter what service you have. Put your top 10 favorite websites on your favorites bar. That way you never have to type them in again for the rest of your life. If you are typing in websites, you're not taking advantage of the favorites bar, which can save you keystrokes for the rest of your life. If you want to learn how to do that, especially for our members, just ask us about the favorites bar. In fact, when we do our little webinars one-on-one, all our training is done one-on-one using this very same GoToMeeting software, and where we can see your computer and vice versa, and we can show you how to get these things working. So next time you want to visit your same website and the top 10 favorite website, you just click with your mouse. That's it. If you're typing anything, you're doing it wrong. You're taking longer, making more time for yourself. Security on the internet. You should mark this down. I'm not going to cover it all because this is a session that could be done all by itself. And there it is. Oopsie daisy. It didn't even come up. Hang on. I see what I've done. I've given you the main website, but there it is. There's the security. If you just type in what I've just showed you there on the screen, up at the top there, iciworld.com/security. I just don't want to do a seminar without letting people know that want to check the security on their computers to go to iciworld.com/security. Every person in the business, whether they're members or not, should take advantage of all of this, because right now today there's people, there's a case where over 1,000 Canadians alone in 1 month called phone busters, contacted phone after being victimized by identity theft. Almost 6,700 people complained about they lost $5.2 million. And you know, why it's getting worse, I don't know. There's so much education on this, but the people that are not taking the education to know what's happening, that's what's happening. So there's all kinds of problems here, spotting signs of scam from Microsoft. And if anybody goes through this page and finds any link that is not working, I really would appreciate, in fact, I might even make it a big thing up in the top here. Please let us know. In fact, if you find one link that does not work, please let us know. And this is important today as it was 5 and 10 years ago, and more important today because people are getting smarter and smarter about trying to take advantage of people on the internet. Any questions from anybody so far? Okay. All right. Very good. And Christine, if you want to mute your phone because it became unmuted, I think. Thank you. We can hear it on the background. That's great. Glad to know you there. And if for any reason the sound doesn't come through, just type in. There's a chat window down at the bottom right. You can type it in if the sound isn't working. Okay, now I haven't turned my phone completely off, which I'm going to do right now. In fact, I have a nice little spot on my phone where I can pull it down, slide it over, and click on Do Not Disturb, and I'm going to click on that right now. Now, here's a sample of some of the brokers who have worked us, that have done presentations and sessions with us over the period of years. Just very just how can I say, wonderful, wonderful people, quality people, good in family life, good in business life, professionals in every step of the word professional over the years that have worked with us and that we have learned from. There's my personal information that you see on the screen. If you wonder where is this all coming from, it's coming from a broker's point of view, not an advertising company. It's coming from a broker's point of view to develop services for brokers and salespeople to serve the public. The paramount thing to think about is serving the public. The second thing is to make sure that people can make money serving the public. If you can't make money serving the public's not going to get served. So it's got to be a combination of providing the absolute best tools for the public, and that comes in the form of networks. If we have a major world network that we're sharing information, then that's bringing all that information to benefit the public. So that's what it's about. So we've also been brokers since, actually in real estate since 1972. So there's a couple of years in between to learn a few things. Internet business coach and mentor. We do seminars. We invite you to go to our main website, click on seminars, and invite us to come in your office. It's a free session if you don't mind us just doing about a 6 to 8 minute commercial on our service. And you must read the comments of brokers and salespeople that have had us live in their office doing these sessions. And if there's any leaders, I'm talking presidents of real estate organizations and associations, would like us to speak at your annual business meeting where you got 500 people in a room and 6 lit up displays, LCD displays all around the room, and conduct a session that will be of interest to every single person there, please give us a call. We'd look forward to having some fun and coming down and doing these sessions for you. We've been speaker at real estate boards and offices, and we can structure it to be applicable to your audience, whether it's residential, commercial, or both, and we can do it that way. We're also, now the reason why, the reason why we mentioned these various services, LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, etc., that's all part of promotion also of your own websites and also just yourself to get people familiar with you. A lot of times when people are on the internet, they know nothing about you, and it's really important to start to establish a good business relationship with people so they know who you are. And when they see, that you've been in business for many, many, many years, they expect to get treated properly and ethically, because you've been in business so long. And if people don't know who you are, then they're skeptical. So by having Facebook and LinkedIn, for instance, is nothing more than your business card and other good, pertinent, professional information. Do you belong to the Canadian or National Association of Realtors? You should put that in your LinkedIn profile so people can see you've been, 6 or 7 years as a licensed real estate professional in Tallahassee or wherever it is in the world. They can see that you've been in business for a while, and they can be expected to get treated properly and get served properly because you've been in business for a while. So these things are kind of good backups so that when people visit your website, they can see that you've been in business for a while, and they're more likely to give you a call and give a chance for you to serve them. And now it's going to be up to you to serve them. Really, what you're selling is service. When you figure it out, the bottom line is service. You're really selling service. And this helps you warm people up to you individually, and those are some of the other services that you can have that warms people up to you. The CCIM is a professional commercial real estate designation. We're inviting all licensed real estate brokers in the world. I personally am inviting every single person, whoever listens to this, to go to ccim.com and to check out the courses. And whether you pursue it through to a CCIM designation, which will definitely benefit you and your customers in many, many, many different ways, the very least everyone can do, including residential salespeople, is to take the CI 101 course. You should mark that down, CI 101. CI 101 will help you understand the before and after tax consequences of investing in any income producing real estate. you will be able to give an analysis of a property and show people where they make money in black and white in a professional standard approach that's being used by over 20,000 real estate people and way more than that worldwide. I think there's 20,000 CCIMs worldwide, but way more than that are using the tools produced by the CCIM organization, which spends millions of dollars on education and developing education courses for licensed real estate professionals, and you will end up with a higher income as a result someday if you ever have the CCIM designation. It's not because of just CCIM, but it's because of the tools, the knowledge, the networking, the education, the contacts. All of these things can help you along the way, and between you and me, I have found that every single CCIM is of the highest caliber, both in business and professional life, and also family life. I've just met nothing but wonderful people in CCIM that if we had to back them up on one way, shape, or form, I would do it unequivocally, so that there's a lot of trust and that goes on, and integrity in the industry. In fact, we invite you to join your local chapter, whether you're in Orange County in Florida, California, no matter where you are. There's chapters all over the United States and Canada. Join the local chapter and get involved. You do not have to be a CCIM to get involved in the chapter. You can join the chapter and start to learn from speakers. We have excellent speakers. Vice President of Penreal Corporation and President of Canadian Tire Corporation, all these big corporations. We have speakers coming, heads of economic studies that for banks, and just various people that will share things with you and give you an outlook on life. And this gives you a lot of good topical things to talk to all your customers about, that you attended a function and people are buying in this certain area because they want to have their trucks within 5 minutes of the major highways, and their tractor trailer, what do you call them, where they got two tractor trailers and all these kinds of things. You're going to learn about all kinds of things, put it that way, in commercial real estate. Let's move on. The instructor lineup, we have various instructors. I'm finding it's very, very easy to have instructors to be able to take our PowerPoint demonstrations and then just incorporate their own way that they've done business over the years and conduct our sessions. So we're inviting, if you're a teacher any place in North America, any state or province, give us a call, and with a view towards conducting seminars for real estate offices in your area. And they usually last at 2 hours long, and we have a per diem that we would pay you, but a lot of the brokers do because they love it. They love serving the public. They love serving other real estate people, and with education and coaching, and it becomes a win-win situation. There's a lot of spin-offs for the various teachers that we have. When you're in a room with 50 other brokers, there's business to be done, not just with what we're doing with CCIM or ICI World, but other things that you can talk to them about as well. Oopsie daisy. Now, why are we here today? Because the highest return on investment of any industry on the internet, where one lead could be thousands of dollars in commissions. We know that. Now, when you're on ICI World, you can do business not only in your own province or state, but you can actually do it around the rest of the world. And if you're listing property in your own province or state, that's proper. If you're going to list the property in another state, that's not proper. You have to have a local broker in every state part of that listing presentation. So if you have somebody that wants to list the property in either another province or another state, you've got to include a broker in that other province or other state, include them on that listing, and then as long as that transaction goes through processed by a broker in that particular state, you're covered. So it's a good reason to network with other people that are on ICI World and get them working with you to help you market properties all over the world. The rest of the world does not have these kinds of rules. It's only in the United States and Canada that I personally know of, but the rest of the world, you can actually post properties on here from what I understand, and just you can get a lead and maybe do a referral back to the person in that other host country and get a referral on that. You can be generating leads through ICI World and be doing referrals back. Referrals are big time on ICI World. When you post our links on your website, it triggers leads. People out of your area call you on properties out of your area, and they say, can you help me? You're going to say, I certainly can. I'll have someone call you back, and then you do a referral to that broker, and we'll explain that as time goes on. Now, the second to last bullet down here, you'll see down at the end, one of the studies from the National Association of Realtors highlights of a 2014 profile, which is still fairly similar today, I would think, is that 9% sold without an agent. So all the FSBOs that you see out there, 91% are being sold with a broker. We're going to show you now how you can be working all those for sale by owners that have given you a headache, that don't want to speak to you, that don't want to have anything to do with a realtor because they want to sell it themselves. We're going to show you how you can ask them 3 simple questions. And when they say yes, 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 you're in business, and you're going to get a yes, yes, yes from everyone if you ask it properly. And we're going to show you how to ask it properly. That's coming up in this session very shortly. But to give you a quick highlight of what's going on here, there's over 30,000 haves and wants in 2 databases, database 1, database 2. We'll explain that in a moment. 75% of them are exclusive, not on MLS. You're going to find people say, oh my God, I never realized there were thousands of listings that are not on MLS. You mean there's actually ways to sell real estate that's not on MLS? The answer is yes. It's still the best thing you can do. If you can get a signed listing and put it on MLS, by all means. But if you can't, there's also ways that you can sell properties as well for both commercial and residential. For instance, properties coming for sale. I'll give you one simple example. People wonder, like, is there really stuff that's happening? If I go to ICIWorld.com and I was to click on search, then I just search database 1, for instance, and I just did a keyword search, and I did coming for sale here. Where is it here? There it is. Okay, and I went down to the bottom of the page and did search database. Look at all these properties coming for sale. Look at that, coming for sale. Now, if I clicked on that, you'll see now we're doing this particular session on September 9th. So on September 7th, 2 days before, somebody put on this property coming for sale. And so you have a jump on the marketplace on all of these properties that are coming for sale here. And there's a date in every single listing. So if you're wondering or trying to find properties, and even before they're coming for sale, you can do it on ICI World, and you don't have to be a member to search on ICI World. It is absolutely free to search on ICI World. It's free to install the apps. If I clicked on search, there's the instruction in the search page on ICI World, all the instructions to download the app, you know, for your Apple iPhone or for your Google Android device, and also how to open an internet browser on your phone, type in iciworld.mobi, and then add the shortcut to your home screen. If you have trouble doing any one of these things, take your phone back to where you bought it and get the person at the place you bought it to kind of help you do this. And then you click on the button, and what comes up is this on your phone. And you can choose keywords or residential keywords. If I clicked on commercial keywords, you can choose any keyword commercial, and you can do it for residential. And by the way, if you want to search residential, what you do is you choose the business category residential, and then go ahead and search the database, and you'll see all the residential properties coming in, the very latest at the top. And there's 50 to 150 new listings a day. So you're going to see the latest. The only complaint or criticism that we've had over the years that people don't understand, they're saying we've got a lot of old listings. It's true. We have listings for 5 years here because they're contacts for real estate people. I'm going to give you a certain benefit in this session here today where you can select the age of how far back you wish to search. That means that you don't have to search all 5 years listings. You could search just the latest 1 month listings if you wanted to, and search the database, and there they are all coming up. The last 30-day listings. These are hot. These are assignments that are not on real estate boards. If I clicked on that, you're going to see this is an assignment. It's not on a real estate board. So you're going to find that there's a lot of exclusive listings coming in daily here that you can search, and you can set the time period of how far back you wish to search. Now, if a member is listening to this going forward, it's incumbent upon you to keep your listings less than 3 months old if you want them to appear in the ICI World apps. So all of these apps for the world that we're promoting on the front page of industry trade magazines and everything else, all of these apps that you see right here and the mobile phones, if your listings are more than 90 days old, you are missing out. If you wonder why you're not doing business, that it could be absolutely one major reason why. So keep your listings less than 90 days old. We recommend you update them every 30 to 60 days. Not less than 30 days, because if you modify a listing within 30 days, they do not get emailed out to the industry. But if you modify them after 30 days, they do get emailed out to the industry, but never let them go more than 90 days old. If you want to learn a little bit about how to search, there they are right there. There's some search videos that you see right here. You can click on any one of these. These are very short videos. And then for real estate companies, we have something specially made for you. We haven't had one company yet put it on their main website, and that's because they probably don't know about it yet. And hopefully over this next while, some of our promotion teams will kind of reach them and suggest that maybe they put one of these on their main website. Because if somebody happens to click on this main website, what they're going to see are just, in this case, RE/MAX listings. And these are the members of RE/MAX that are promoting listings on ICI World. But if this was on a RE/MAX website, then this page would be tailored to fit within their website. And then if you click on the word price, watch the buttons change below. Watch the words buy latest down here. I'm going to click on price. 3, 2, 1, go. And you'll notice they all change by price. So if I want apartment buildings, these are RE/MAX agents sorted by price, and I click on it, look at that. These are all RE/MAX agent listings. So if this was on the main RE/MAX website, then somebody sees one of these listings and they click on one of these, bingo, this is a RE/MAX agent who can make $100,000 selling this property just by putting this particular widget link, this link, on the main RE/MAX website. Okay, that's how that works. Now, let's move on. Okay, oopsie daisy. And we're going to just speed things up here a little bit, so pardon me jumping around. Okay, there we go. Actually, let me just go back one page. I failed to mention it. How do we go back here? Power. The button's not working, is it? Oh, that's why I had the numlock on. Okay, there we go. So members and testimonials. The reason I mention this, not to toot our horn, but it's to let you know you're not wasting your time here today. If you go to our main website, click on testimonials, and start to read all the testimonials of people that are doing deals with exclusive information not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. These are all exclusive deals going on. Here's a good example, Doreen Francis. And I'm going to highlight it quickly, but I'm going to explain this more in a moment, because this is the highlight of today's session coming up now. This is Lady Doreen Francis. She was doing, residential and commercial real estate. We taught her how to ask 3 questions to people, and she spotted someone in our private FSBO area, database 2, that was trying to sell space for a church. We taught her how to ask 3 questions. The 3 questions are, and I'm going to go over this in a moment, so don't worry about having to write them down. I'm going to give you an opportunity in a moment to take a picture with your phone on the screen and also to write it down in a moment. Ask anybody trying to sell a property, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? They said yes. Will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to cover my showing once I have a buyer? The owner said yes. Will you give me permission to market your property, but I'm going to do it without the address? They said yes. So she posted it on ICI World and got 3 congregations calling her. One of them she ended up showing it, covering herself with an exclusive listing agreement. She sold it and she made $54,000 within 90 days of learning this. Would you like to do the same? Every single person listening to this can do it. And you can do it and provide a legitimate, qualified, wonderful, great service to the public while you're doing it. Read their testimonials and you'll see them on here. We're not surprised. Not here at ICI World, and none of these members are surprised. You might be when the first one you get, but after you've done your first one, you won't be surprised anymore. Okay, so that just gives you the insights onto how you can be doing business no matter where you're located in the world. We're all on the internet. Everybody's searching the internet. If they search something in your area, the stuff can come up. We've got HTML files backing up everything. So if somebody searched Arkansas commercial real estate, or something, one of our pages could end up coming up. It's amazing the way things are going on the internet. So just to let you know that. All right, oopsie daisy. Let me go back here to where we were. How the heck do you go back? Oh yeah, hit the back button and then click on, there we go. Okay, let's move on. FSBOs, assignments, postings, yes, we do all of that. 2 databases. The member database, you got to be a member. The public can read it, pick up the phone and call you. It's like classified ads in a world newspaper. If you could advertise absolutely free all year long, would you be doing it? Then you definitely should be on ICI World, because we're the world's sort of a classified ad service for brokers in the world today on the internet. That's all we do. So brokers could have a vested interest on doing that. If you advertise in any other service that also allows principals, then you're really kind of supporting a service that allows principals to advertise to principals. In this particular case, we're simply saying include this service, and it becomes one of the biggest in the world. People only have so much time. They come to this service, find what they want in your area, and then kind of go from there. And in one sense, it's like, covering the marketplace for the public so they can call licensed real estate brokers when they find something. The public database, we allow the public to post information free, but the only people that can read the contact information are the members on ICI World. But the public can read those listings, but in order to contact that person who's got that property, they have to contact a member of ICI World. Now, what's nice about it is sometimes the public will post information in that database too, and that gets sent out to our members. If our member has a buyer for your property, would you like them to call you? If our member has a property that matches the description of what you're looking for, I don't care if you're looking in the Caribbean, any place at all in the world, post it here on ICI World. If one of our members has something that matches the description of what you're looking for, would you like them to call you? Then you should be posting it. Every person who's got a FSBO should be posting their information on ICI World. And the bottom line is, when they bring you an offer with their commission, is it more than what you can get normally? And most brokers will tell you they can do that. They can actually make their commissions in addition. And the reason is buyers will subtract commissions when they buy a property from you. So you can do all the work, but you really don't end up, making that extra money. So why not just have a broker from the beginning so you get looked after professionally, conveniently, and with confidence that they can protect you from fraud and all kinds of problems, misrepresentations, and everything else that can go on in business by employing a licensed realtor in your area. We do both commercial and residential. Some of our members still do not realize we do residential as well now. We learned how to separate them out and keep them separate from the commercial. And today you can see all the different marketing that we do in the world, and those are some of the figures. We have one of the most extensive emailing lists in the industry that we've maintained for over 10 years. And when we send out an article, we do not send the same article to the same person. We actually have a way of removing them, the people that have seen that article. And that way we only send out a new article, and it could be once every week or 2, and that's about the most that you'll ever receive sort of that way. But we also send out the daily listings to people. So, that's why a lot of our members get their first major results within the first 24 to 48 hours. If you post something on ICI World, it is instantly available on the internet worldwide on thousands and thousands of websites. Over 18,000 places in the world are linked to all the stuff that's here. But in addition to that, people receive information by email as well. With the advent of the internet, the beautiful thing is we've got thousands of people now with the World app on their phone. So if they ever want to search real estate, they simply go to their app. If they have a friend looking for real estate, they can go to the app and they can search. So this information is on hundreds and hundreds, and I don't know how many, to be quite honest, maybe someday we can get a count on all that good stuff, but it's over thousands, and I don't know, I don't think it's reached 10,000, but I don't know. But it's over 1,000 for sure. I mean, we have 800 people at one real estate show that have come by our booth that have got all the information on putting the apps on their phones, for instance. So the power of the internet is happening by having our apps on mobile phones and everything else worldwide. And that's permanently. Like these people always have the app on their phone to be able to search real estate. It's getting over 2 million per hits monthly, and there's over 30 to 40,000 unique IP addresses, which is the closest we can get perhaps to measuring how many people actually see this stuff on a monthly basis at the moment on just that one service, not including the other apps and the mailings and also all the websites of broker members, etc. There's people from over 100 countries of the world visiting on a regular basis, so it literally is the ultimate in marketing and the worldwide. And if you are aiming to achieve the highest and best price, you definitely want to try to put it on ICI World. And if you're a member of the public listening to this, you should insist that your local broker join the service and post your information on the service. We've had many brokers, they say, Gary, I haven't joined a service and my customer wants me to join, I'm going to join. And not 1 to 2, 3 months later, they say it's the best thing they ever did. They're just so thankful that it happened, and thank you for helping them. And I appreciate the opportunity to help you. I know we're doing a lot of selling all the time, but who else is going to help you? Sometimes people keep this as a competitive secret, and nobody's mentioning this to other people, so we're just having to pass it along. But we do have a sponsorship program. Although it's $319 per year, if you recommend someone to join, your renewal can be $240, and if you recommend more than one, we add 3 months onto your membership for each person you recommend and sponsor. That means if you recommended 4 people, you actually can get a year free on ICI World. And the new person joining, as long as they mention your name, they can join for $240 for the first year. So that's a break for them just by mentioning your name. Okay, let's move on. We do all kinds of advertising and trying to reach the public and realtors in the industry in many different ways. There's ads on the front page of Mississauga Real Estate Board. This is a Brampton Real Estate Board. Trying to get brokers and salespeople to use the service. There's our exhibit. We exhibit at these various shows. So in other words, we're getting people to connect in with the information. So when somebody plugs information on here, it's instantly available to literally tens of thousands of people instantly. Moving on, we're actually on the front page of some of these publications. You'll see us advertising in these various mediums. There's one on the front page there. So, we get, all of these thousands of dollars. If one person sees that, goes to the website and sees your listing on ICI World, they call you and you go make $10,000. It could be all because we had posted these ads out there in the marketplace for you. Okay, top of search engines, available in search engines worldwide. These are the widgets that are available worldwide. I'm going to display what these widgets are right now real quick, see if I can do that. Actually, I'm going to ask Christine. Christine, Christine, can you come online and tell me your website again, please?
Yes, it's cc8111.com.
Okay. cc8111.com. Okie dokie. Thank you very much. That's good. So you'll see on Christine's website, she has it error. There's a little problem on the front page, Christine. You see here? An error has occurred, so there's something. Let me just see if I can refresh that and see if it fixes itself. Nope. So you need to call us, and those are the kind of thing. We actually do a consultation session for brokers and salespeople, and we enjoy doing it. We like going in and finding these issues and finding what's happening, but there obviously is an issue where there's been a change on this website and it's not showing up and it says there's an error. We recommend that you must log into your website a minimum of once a month and check your website. And this would be easily found if we did that. So I'm so glad that we're finding that today. So we'll be booking an appointment with Christine to go in and help her fix that. But one of the things that we have set up is residential and commercial. These residential is set up by ICI World, and this is our recommendation, and she's doing it wonderfully. I'm going to click on Search MLS, for instance, and you're going to see that the MLS listings come up. So people can search the real estate board that Christine belongs to. And this is true whether you're in Florida, California, no matter where you are, we can install these IDX links on this website so that the listings can come up. But in addition to that, we also have exclusive listings that come up as well. And I'm going to click on the residential listings. So it says right away, we subscribe to a global real estate broker center of haves and wants. If anything interests you, please feel free to give me a call. Now, you'll see that if they want to call, Christine's got her telephone numbers right here. Now, if somebody's interested in a property in Toronto and they click on Toronto, you'll see how fast the information is coming up. There's 295. Half of these are exclusive. These are exclusive opportunities in and around Toronto. Like, I mean, coming for sale, this is an exclusive opportunity. Exclusive opportunity. There they are. And if somebody wants to click on that, they cannot do it. What that means is that somebody will have to call Christine up here and say, Christine, I am interested in message number 333276. Can you help me? Now, if Christine wants to show the property herself, she can get the information and say, to the other people, are you cooperating? Can I work with you? When will the property come available? Call the other people back and make an appointment when it comes available. Or she could do a referral and call the other broker and say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? When do you do that? Well, when it's out of your market area. So if somebody happened to click on Windsor and they wanted to go down on Windsor or Bell River and they like this particular property, she could call the broker that's got this listing in Bell River, and this goes for all over the world, by the way, and say, listen, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? That is a referral commission that is averaging 5 minutes to do, and it's averaging $3,000 to $10,000, with one RE/MAX broker now having done 15 of those. That's a total of 75 minutes of his time. He actually made $45,000 doing those referrals over a time period of a few months. So you can see that if you have this on your website, you have a chance to trigger leads. If you don't have this on your website, you have no chance to trigger leads on any of these. You only have the real estate board that you belong to. Okay, in addition to that, we have other listings here that come from the website distributor that we work with. ICI World is an official distributor of these websites. We're an official educator, and we are a first line of support. We are the ones that set up this website for you. When somebody comes to your website and sees one of these listings here, they can choose to see all these different photos of the pictures of the inside of a home, and they can call you on them. Other brokers have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. What does it look like when it's a mobilized website? This is an example. If this was a mobile website, this is how it comes up on somebody's mobile phone. And people can see the interior features right on their mobile phone. Is this worth $16.50? Everybody should be getting it, plus the membership in ICI World, just for this feature alone, because now people can search for these listings from their website, from your website on their phone. And so that's what it looks like. That's mobilized. In addition to all of these, another important feature is the property search function. Right here, property search, where people can subscribe to receive listings that match the price range of where they're looking. They can choose the type of property they're looking, and then they can specify any location that they want in the GTA or in Toronto. Basically, any city they can subscribe to from your website, get a listing. They'll call you and say, you subscribed me to a listing in Orangeville and I just got a copy. I'd like to go see it today. Can you help me? You can contact that broker and get him to do it and get a referral fee. So that's what this is really good for. Now, residential people, we're recommending that you also have commercial on your website, because if somebody happens to click on, let's say, Ontario commercial, which comes from ICI World, these links are, many of them are coming from ICI World. If they're interested in an apartment building and they click on apartment buildings, right away you're going to see 386 apartment buildings from $100 million on down come up on your website. This is lead generation, people. Why aren't people getting this right away? It's simply because they don't know about it, because once you know about it, it's a no-brainer. It's just inevitable that somebody will call you on this. And if they don't call you on this, it's because you have little or no traffic to your website, and we can help with that in that other session coming once a month. Now, there's also keywords, and you should learn what's going on here, because you can teach people if they want to buy a restaurant, a hotel, a motel, a coffee shop, a gas station, I don't care what it is. You can click on motels and click on search, and bingo, there's over 199 buyers and sellers of hotels and motels. And if somebody is interested in this one right here that happens to be in Orangeville, bingo, you get the call, you do the referral, you generated the lead, you spent the money for this website, you should get some credit. In addition, commercial, you notice we have a World commercial button, which looks like the link now from ICI World. This is a brand new link. Many of our members presently do not have it. This is new within the last few months from ICI World, where people can literally search any place in the world. If they want to search USA, for instance, and come down here and see what's the latest listings, click on search database. That's one way to do it, or you can pick your own state or province. There they are, all the listings in the United States starting to come in within the last short little while here. And you'll see them pick up and if you try to click on one of these, you can't do it. Okay, people have to call you for more information. So that's worldwide, and that can trigger leads to do referrals. Plus, there's lists of buyers. If you're trying to get a listing on a little duplex, triplex, click on apartment buildings for the wants. Look at all the buyers, 312 buyers. These are all wants, every one of them looking to buy properties. This shows how well connected you are into the marketplace of buyers. This is the power of an industry from all the other brokers placing their haves and wants so that you can make money in your market area and come up with the listings for these people. Call one of these back, go on a showing, make $25,000. It can actually be that simple when it happens. You got to put these things into effect to make it happen. In addition to that, you'll see business opportunities. You might be a residential salesperson, but maybe one day somebody calls you on one of these medical buildings. Do a referral. Doctors live in houses, so if you're residential, they could end up seeing your website, maybe click out, maybe that it's a dentist, and say, oh my God, look at that. You've got the contacts for commercial and residential. You're like a general practitioner doctor. If you go to a doctor and you have a problem with your ear, nose, or throat, he's going to refer you to an ear, nose, or throat doctor. If you have a problem with your heart, he refers you to a heart doctor. You're going to do the same thing as a general practitioner, licensed broker, or salesperson in your state or province. Then you're going to do a referral and make money. And that's the kind of things, and including the FSBOs. No matter where you are in the world, you can have the FSBOs on your website. And so if somebody comes to your website, even in Montreal, they see one of these listings, next thing you know, you can end up doing a referral to a broker in that area. To make all this work, we have the solutions here. You simply give us a call, and we do sessions from literally 7 a.m. daily right through to 4 p.m. daily, 5 days a week. Make an appointment. We cannot have 40 people calling in at one time, but we can make 80 appointments easy, and if we need more, we have ways to do more. But it turns out that we don't need more than that at the moment, because once you know how to do this stuff, all the things that you're going to be doing is simply going to ICI World, and then you're going to search from time to time. The other thing you're going to do is go to the login, executive member login, click on add have want on the left hand side, and you add your listing from this particular page. If you want to know how to do that, clicking here will give you the entering listings and how to do it. The other thing for brokers you should know is you go to this for members area right here, and this is different things that are covered here. And one of them is training and support, which is number 7. You just simply click on that, and there's actually videos explaining the things that we're talking about here today. Entering listings, training videos, if I'm not making money, what should I do? Does all this work, etc. There's a complete checklist, so that theoretically, if there was absolutely no verbal help, you can actually get it all from just clicking on some of these other buttons. Let's continue on. And so those are the widgets that trigger leads for you doing business. That was very important. Now we're going to cover how to work exclusive information, and we're coming into the last few minutes of our session, which is perfect timing to finish off with the most powerful features, another powerful feature of ICI World that does not, I don't know any other service in the world that's doing it. Some people say that they have, signed listings that are exclusive on other services. We're talking about people that have said, I don't want to even give you a signed listing. We're talking about that stuff too. Watch this. This is inventory on the internet. If you can get exclusive inventory on the internet, it can trigger a lead just like a regular MLS listing can trigger a lead. And we're finding everybody says, well, if you want to put an ad in a newspaper, it's like $300 for one ad. You can have a membership here for the whole year for $300 for all your ads and have it distributed worldwide on 18,000 places on the internet, other brokers' websites, emailed out to the industry for the same cost as one ad. So it's kind of costly to advertise in a newspaper, and yet that can work for you too. Advertising in a newspaper can work for you. Now there's no control. We're going to show you how to handle control here in the next few minutes, and get your camera ready on your cell phone if you have it, and you can take a picture of the 3 questions. See the testimonials on ICI World, and you'll see 50 pages of people doing deals on ICI World. Every single one of you can do it. Every single one of you can trigger leads to do deals, and it's up to you. We don't guarantee you do business. We have a pledge. The pledge is that you should never go longer than 90 days without triggering leads. That's our pledge. It's not a guarantee, because if you don't post one piece of information, if you don't put the widgets on your website, how can we guarantee anything? So we have a pledge that if you don't trigger leads, you simply give us a call. If your car's not running, give us a call. We'll say put gas in it. The gas are your listings. Your listings can come about with some of this exclusive information. Here we go. This service started out of a book written by Bill Gates called At the Speed of Thought. Put your thinking cap on here now. Have patience. I cannot talk as fast as everybody is thinking, and this is important stuff for you to grasp. Opportunities in real estate, a FSBO, if you think about a certain FSBO in your community, that is nothing but a thought at the moment in real estate. If it's an open listing where somebody says, I want to sell my property, it's a builder, and he says, I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, that is a thought. If it's like a property coming for sale, say, listen, why don't you come on over in another month, I'll have my house fixed up, I'm going to sell it. That is a thought at the moment in your mind. And people that don't want to put something or sign a listing and put it on MLS and want to sell it quietly, that is a thought in real estate. Stay with me, because this can get the whole world going, economies and other. I know these are tall statements, people, but I'm in the thick of it. I see it happening. I see the business being done. And I'm trying to get the message out to everybody here. You know, I feel like Alexander Graham Bell. You're in a little room and you see this stuff and you've discovered how to make it work. And Edison and all of this stuff, they discovered how to make it work. Now it's okay. So how do you get it out to the industry? Well, I'm trying. Here we go. There it is. I'm going to leave this on the screen for the next minute for you to write it down. Write it down. Take a picture with your camera. There's the 3 special questions that can help you make money for the rest of your life. And all you have to do is ask 3 questions to one person in your community, and they say, go ahead. You can sell it any way you want. See, don't forget, every FSBO has a problem. They just want to sell their property and they want to get out of it and they want to move on with their plans. They don't care how they sell it. They're trying to sell it themselves because they don't want to get tied up sometimes with a realtor that doesn't produce for them sometimes. They don't. Maybe they've got somebody they're already dealing with and they don't want to get tied up with someone else. So they want to try to sell it themselves. So you ask them these 3 questions and get the permission. And when you get their permission and you post it on ICI World, you do it without the address. And then somebody calls you. And the first thing they're going to ask you is, what's the address? Now, the reason you're doing it and advertising it without the address is because this kind of clause that is in everyone's real estate, either bylaws, code of ethics, etc., rules, guidelines on doing business, that a registrant, a licensed real estate broker or salesperson shall not include anything in an advertisement that could reasonably be used to identify. That's the key. You don't give an address. You don't give it away. Specific real estate unless the owner has consented in writing. If you've got a signed listing, you can give out an address. But if you do not, you must not. Now, every one of you has over 100 rules and regulations. You went through real estate school to learn everything. This is something else to learn. If you do it right, you don't have a problem. Then somebody calls you. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you for the address. You make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it is okay with you, I can show it to you on Saturday. You come to my office and I'll make arrangements for you to see it. You still have not given the address. On Friday, you go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing. Now, variations, yes. Some guys ask for 24-hour exclusive listing, 1 week, agreements to cooperate, agreements to advertise. As long as you have an agreement, people, that's all we're recommending is you have something in writing before you show or give an address to someone or before you identify a property. And some of you are identifying properties and you don't know it. I'm going to show you in a moment. So when somebody calls you, you simply say, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first, but if it's okay with you, I'll put you on a list. This is for properties that are coming for sale. And once I get the agreement signed, I'll call you back. And if you're still looking, you can be one of the first people through the property. How does that sound? That's how to handle it. So you see how we can open your mind. You have a license to trade in real estate information. If you did not have a license, you could not do this. Only people with a license can do this. Now, if I said that the restaurant was at the corner of such and such a street, I'm actually giving it away, even if there were 3 restaurants there. And the reason is people could go to those 3 restaurants and find out which one it is for sale, and they can end up dealing direct, and it could cost you $35,000 if the commission is 10%. None of these give the property away. If I said that Toronto triplex was at the corner of Bloor and Ossington next to the Pizza, I'm giving it away, even if I didn't give the address. Be careful. You must make sure that they cannot glean the address from the ad. If I said I had a Esso gas station in Lindsay, I'm actually giving it away because there's only one. If I said I had a $30 million shopping center, I'm actually giving it away because there's only one. But maybe in that small one down at the bottom, we're not. Now, if you want to advertise the first one, you might say branded gas station 1 hour to Toronto. That's it. If you want to advertise the second one, you might say $30 million shopping center, Canada. That's it. Anything over $5 million, you really, really want to start to disguise it nicely. We even have a confidential category for everyone listening on the list that are dealing in billions of real estate, billions of dollars. It's nothing more than a bunch of zeros, and there's people that deal in it. Doesn't matter. You choose confidential on ICI World. For the type of property, confidential. I wouldn't even say, because if I said a certain type of property and a certain price, and I gave you the country, I'm telling you now, I could tell you exactly who the owner is. Okay, so you want to have confidential types, especially if over $50 and $100 million. This is the #1 service in the world to network 50, 100, and billion-dollar type properties right up to $10 billion and more through ICI World, through a licensed real estate broker or salesperson. Now, if people know you have a certain client, you might even network it through a different broker, or we will provide an exclusive listing service where we do not name the broker. You call us for doing something like that, because sometimes people know who your clients are and they can go direct because they know the clients too. So we will provide a confidential service. It's not advertised anyplace except here, that I've just said it verbally to you in this video. Mobile websites, we're wrapping up in the next 3 minutes to make it an even 12:30. So we had a 90-minute session. We're wrapping up now. Mobile websites, it's a new revolution, and you should definitely have a mobile website. If not, you're not taking advantage. The race is on. Other brokers are going to be getting their mobile website onto your customers' phones. You should get your website onto your customers' phones before any other broker does it. And then when another broker says, well, put mine on to your customer, and they're going to say, oh, I've got MLS, but you have MLS. And you have an advantage that you have exclusive listings that the other brokers don't have. And so your customer can tell them, listen, I've got MLS. I don't need your website. I've got exclusive, something you don't even have. So I'm happy with the one. people will be happy with your website on their mobile phone because you have exclusive and MLSs both. We support all websites in the world. We recommend you keep your websites in the world, and we have links that go on all your websites. Every every website company in the world likes our links because it triggers leads from their website, which means you are going to keep their website. So every company that is a website company in the world has a vested interest to make the links from ICI World work on your website, because you get one lead and make $20,000. It just paid for your website for a lifetime. And every one of you, this should be an investment, not a cost. If it's been a cost, you're missing out. You're missing triggering leads. You must get these links on your website because we set it up in a way that you get the leads. Websites are like billboards. Yes, you can have more than one. Absolutely. We got many brokers. Some brokers have 3, 4, 5 websites. Have at least 2 or 3 websites working, each one with their own domain name, but link them together. We'll talk to you about that. Each one can be set up to trigger leads based on their own meta tags and keywords and descriptions. And so you can highlight and focus on different keywords and descriptions and locations, etc. Mobile websites, they are the new revolution. Absolutely. Let's move on. How to promote your website comes once a month. There's 40 different ways to promote your website, which everybody concentrates on one. That's why they don't get it done, because you're competing against all the other people that are already way ahead of you. You do that, but we are going to show you in a moment how you can get to the top of the search engine within 48 hours, and we actually have a way to give you $75 towards your first advertising, and I'm about to share it with you. Logging into your website, these are some of the minimum things that you must do to take advantage of the internet. And as a member of ICI World, you should never go longer than 90 days. If you don't take advantage and call us within 90 days of not doing a deal, shame on you. It's like having a flat tire in your car and you're limping along with a flat tire and you're not even calling us. You have to call us. We're a small service with less than 10 people working, and we can't just be calling you every single day, doing every single thing. We have people on contract. It's up to you to have to call us, and then we're like a doctor of real estate here, the doctor of the internet kind of thing, where we make an appointment with us for 30 minutes. We go do a quick analysis within a matter of minutes, fix the items up, and next thing you know, it's like turning on a switch. Things can start working for you. There is a special seminar. It's called Save 10. And just go to our main website, iciworld.com, and join and save 10, and then give us a call, make an appointment, and we will totally get you all set up. There is a survey that you will get here in a moment. If you don't mind filling it in consideration for us to kind of help you do all this good stuff in the world here today with your real estate license. We love hearing back from you, and we're just so excited to get this working for everybody, but we know everybody's totally busy, but we'll try to get it working faster and quicker than you can ever imagine, and then it works automatically. The only 2 things you're going to be doing are searching and adding listings on ICI World. The only other thing you're going to be doing is promoting your website. That's it. Summary. There it is, some of the things that you're one click away to reach major world markets, and this stuff works 24/7 for you. You can network exclusive information you can't do anyplace else in such a major world fashion, and the widgets for your website not available from any other service that we know of at all. 0. 30,000 listings can be operational for you, helping you to trigger leads. There's over $1 trillion of buyers, actually way more than that now, and way more than $8 billion worth of properties. And those are some of the other things that we kind of help you with. Thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you today. By the way, if you ask Google, call up Google AdWords, you're going to learn that in the how to promote your website, that you can call Google AdWords and ask them for $75. They will actually help you, providing $75 for keyword advertising. And there is a way that you can get to the top of the search engines within 48 hours. We will share you with that in the register for our how to promote your website. How do you get to that? You go to iciworld.com, click on for members, register for how to promote your website. That's it for today. Thank you, people. We really appreciate your feedback and look forward to working with any and everyone that wishes to come aboard. It's very exciting, and we're not happy until you're happy. That's it for today, and we're going to sign off. I'm going to leave one contact page open for people to end off this video, so that if people want to see our information on the screen and pause it, there's our information on the screen to contact us once you've joined. And all you have to do is click on join up here, And when you do, you'll see that there's a page comes up. All the join details are on the screen. Okay, you can go down. There's even little videos explaining all kinds of things, circulation, distribution, all the people talking about it. You can review all of that on your own time. But if you're interested in here in one of our memberships, oopsie daisy, my mouse is stuck. Okay, there we go. Click on renew. If you just click on join renew, unlimited ads, and you'll see how you can add it to the cart. You just click on that once. The $3.19 comes up. Go to checkout. And then you fill in your name and information here, and then there's a credit card number, security code. When you get to the next page, there should be a coupon code here someplace. There's a coupon code. Type in SAVE10, no spaces, and you'll be able to get a nice 10% discount. That's it for today, and we're going to cover some of these other answers actually directly after the session. Somebody asked me, what do you do if it's in another province? Actually, we'll cover that. You can do referrals all over the world. For instance, Remax people were on the page, and all Century 21s have referral networks all over the world. Just call a broker in another province, and you can do a referral to that broker. In the case of ICI World, a lot of times it's already the broker is in that other province. You can actually do a referral to that particular broker. Okie dokie. Actually, let me click on the login over here. Actually, where's my contact? I'm so sorry. There we go. Contact information is right there. Okay, I'll leave it on this particular page. That's it for today. I'm now going to sign off, and thank you for the opportunity to be of service, and feel free to call us anytime and make an appointment. Thank you.